Alright, what is going on, fellow YouTubers? This is Heath Nation 2465. I'm with my dad, also known as Big Papa Pump, who you've not seen on this channel since, what was it, the AEW event we went to?
That is correct, yes.
Yeah, it was like 2021. God damn, that was a long time. But, yeah, we were just sitting here having some father-son time, and we were talking a little bit about the college football world, because there's a lot of shit going on right now, whether it be the whole bullshit with Florida State and the Orange Bowl, or I still blame the fans for it. I know what I said in that video. I stand by what I said. Or what this recent Nick Saban just retired. It's like it's really weird. A lot of shit's going on right now. Michigan's world champions.
Enjoy life, Nick. You did a wonderful job.
Absolutely.
A class act.
Yes.
It took me a while to become a fan, but even an old fool can figure it out eventually.
I know, right? Especially after the whole thing with Texas. But Michigan also is world champions. Congratulations to Jim Harbaugh. Fuck off with the whole sign stealing thing. Alright, let's get to the point of today's video, because one of the reoccurring things that I've noticed throughout all this time, whether I'm commenting, pissing people off on various videos or whatnot, people say that there's too many bowl games. And of course, we know ESPN's not going to budge on that shit because they're in it for the dollar cheddar. So, Dad here came up with an idea, and I want everyone to hear it, because holy shit, what a good idea. What is the basis? Like, how can we have more, like, how the hell do I ask this? People don't want more bowl games, but ESPN ain't gonna budge. How do we fix that, Dad? Tell them what you said to me.
You want me to go ahead and lay out my idea?
Go ahead.
Take all the teams in consideration as far as Division I or II or both, and instead of having all the bowl games at the end of the year on schedule, treat certain weeks as bye weeks for some teams, with the catch that during those bye weeks they might be invited to a bowl game.
Mm-hmm.
The bowl game doesn't have to be at the end of the year, and it's going to generate a lot more interest, plenty of revenue. It's going to be a huge motivator for these kids playing the game to be competitive, because they're going to have a chance to get in a bowl game halfway through the season. Not only that, you could have unscheduled time to match up some of these teams that you're wondering, who's better of the two? Guess what? You're going to come to a bowl game in the middle of the season, and you all figure it out.
Yep.
You figure it out, fighting it out on the gridiron.
And I'm going to expand on this idea a little bit more here, because what people don't understand is during the whole year, the AP and the coaches are the ones rating the teams. They're ranking them, right? The college playoff doesn't come together until week 8 or 9. And this whole concept of having big playoff games in college is not unheard of. I mean, look at college basketball. They have tournaments in the middle of their own season that count towards their record. And it's often the teams that are ranked. So you'll get a tournament with Gonzaga taking on North Carolina, even though it's not even March Madness yet.
You keep your bowl game, you increase the value of it, you're probably going to increase the viewership. There's teams that I like that aren't particularly great, but if you had a mid-season bowl game, I would be interested in watching it, especially with, I know I'm getting off topic here, but with the decline in quality of the NFL, now is the time really to cash in on a market of people that are hungry for good football without all the politics attached.
Yes, and I think that's...
hat notwithstanding.
Mm-hmm. And I think, with the expansion of the playoff and the 12 teams, I think it would make everything a little bit easier. Because let's say you have a mid-tier ACC team that's undefeated, and you have a mid-tier, a contending SEC team. This whole thing, I've been very critical about this whole thing with strength of schedule. It's a failed concept. It only encompasses a small part, because we're always looking at it through the conference. as opposed to scope competition where it expands.
Everybody.
It's everybody. Yes.
Nobody's safe. Nobody's protected.
And
I think you're the best. Prove it. Prove it at the beginning, the middle, and the end.
Yep. And so you get teams that go up against each other. Okay, let's say.
And pardon the interruption here, Brandon. Sorry. You can edit that part out.
Nah, it's
make
no.
the Rose Bowl the place where you hold the final game to decide the champion. It is a beautiful venue. It's fortunately one of the areas of California that hasn't been turned into a
shithole, right?
public toilet. It is the granddaddy of them all. It's something that I grew up with. Bring it back to its majesty by making it the place for the national championship.
Right.
You got the beginning of the game. It's somebody on a radio station said, brought up a very good point. The beginning of the game, it's a day game. It's beautiful. It's sunny.
And then a night
it's
game.
California. Then you get to see the twilight, and even on TV, you get to enjoy the whole visual aspect of it. So make that your place. Bring back some of the magic to the bowl games by starting with that. And,
we're getting steered away here, but Dad does bring up a good point. I think Kirk Herbstreit even said that too, that we should have the Rose Bowl, which is one of the few things I agree with when he's not fake crying over BLM and Jordan sneakers and all that other bullshit. Notice the hat, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, but this is a good point too. It also gives a little more incentive to these group of 5 teams that are starting to rise up in the ranks. Like we saw Liberty this season, whether it be UC years ago when they made the college playoff, or even Tulane when they took on the fake Hollywood Heisman, But, yeah, you want to have your bowl games since it's making you money, ESPN. Put them mid-season. Have the best teams. Also, it would make it easier for the college playoff committee to be like, well, okay, they faced these guys, and these guys lost to this team who are very comparable, so we'll rank them. It also helps the AP and the coaches say, okay, the AP has this team at 25 and this other team unranked in favor of this other team that was unranked in the AP. Have them duke it out. AP top 25 versus the coaches top 25. It'll kind of just, like I said, it will really ease the tensions and it will bring scope of competition into fruition as opposed to strength of schedule. You keep your bowl games, all that good stuff. I want to hear what you all think. Let me know down in the comments what you think. And if you, of course, want to see more videos involving me and my dad, a.k.a. Big Papa Pump, don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment, and share with friends and family. And subscribe to Heath Nation 2465 with notifications on. And don't worry about calling me by my real name. I think they already know our last name, Dad. So they might as well just get the full dish while they're at it. Anyway, Heath Nation 2465, I am outro.